Got something in mind for you and I tonight. Close your eyes for yours.
Hey, it is me, Wanda B, and you are listening to the He Said, She Said show on IntellectualRadio.com. We're an iHeartRadio station. You can hear us on YouTube, Spreaker, iTunes, and then iHeartRadio. What a weekend. I have had the most jam-packed weekend. So I'm going to start with Saturday. Saturday, we were at the Self-Employment Expo. Lot of ways to be self-employed. Really nice. Darlene Tate puts on a wonderful exhibit of participants who give you so many different ideas of ways you can be self-employed. So I really appreciated that. And then always happy to meet people who watch He Said, She Said when they come out and say, oh, I watch your show. I know that. And then, hey, my cousin on your show, my sister on your show. Valencia met, I'm going to call her Bling. She had the word Bling on her shirt.
That's my cousin.
I called her Bling the whole day because I couldn't really remember her name. Met a lot of people there. So I met your cousin who said, hey, so we're going to have you on the show. What is her name? Tavia?
Yes,
Tavia.
Yes,
hey, I do have a little bit of a memory.
Yes.
So nice meeting you, Tavia. Ina Jones, she's going to come on in September 24th. So with her products, she has some body cream. It smells so good. I standing there talking to Ina. I sold 2 Ocean Breezes to some man. He's like, does that smell good? I was like, yeah, that smells good. He said, give me 2. I was like, okay, get you 2. I was like, I don't even work here. But it was nice. We had a lot of Intellectual Radio, past hosts, present hosts there. Gina Lamar was there. Tori Muhammad, who then spilled over into my Saturday night because our own super producer, Earl Winfrey, I'm going to hold it. I'll put my little fingerprints on it, received a Buzzing Off Award for media. What does it say? It says, in appreciation for your outstanding dedication to your community. Thank you, Earl Winfrey. He even thanked me.
Awesome.
He forgot to thank his daughter, though. So Shanita,
thank her on the radio.
Thank you, Shanita, for coming out. She looks beautiful and supporting her dad. See, I put out a thank you for you, Earl. So what a wonderful event that LaTonya Lang put on. Dorothy Brown was honored, Marcus Davis, Barbershop. It was so many. I don't want to leave any out. AC Green, Toure Muhammad, so many, Jay Slaughter, so many people who have done so many things for the community, and LaTonya puts her heart and soul into it. So you have to make sure, and it was her birthday. So happy belated birthday. LaTonya was on our show. Happy birthday to you. She was on our show last week and love working with Buzzing Off, and she has so many things coming up for the children. She inspires our youth, so we have to continue to support the people that support us, and I support you, LaTonya Lang. Wonderful events, and congratulations, Earl Winfrey. So, okay, topics. Today, what are we going to talk to? Wait, I didn't introduce my right-hand man to my left. Are you to my left when I'm sitting here? Yes. You're still to my left.
Still to your left.
And y'all too.
Hey, happy Sunday, everybody.
And the beautiful Valencia.
Hello.
Me and my accents. Everybody say every week you got some kind of accent going on. I don't know where they come from. They just come out of my mouth.
The plays. You're an actress.
Yes, I am an actress.
Get right into character off the top.
Hey, jazz hands. I was also a jazzercise instructor, so that comes out too with my big jazz hands. Past lives. Oh. What are we going to talk about today? We are talking about, this came up. I have a group, He Said, She Said, on Facebook, and we bring up different topics, things that come up during our week, and we talk about them and discuss them. So today will be some of our hot topics that came up in the group. And one was, so you're dating someone, you two have been dating, and then it comes up that person has, I don't want to use the word I was about to use, so let me think of, has killed someone, but it turns out it wasn't self-defense. So it wasn't like it was premeditated. It was in self-defense. And then you find that out, they killed their ex. Self-defense. Now, I don't know what the person did, but let's just say it was self-defense. And so would you continue to date them? How would you feel after you found out that they are a killer? I mean, do you keep dating the killer? Because they didn't kill you. Yeah.
No judgment, but I'm out. I'm out. I don't think you're a bad person, any of those things, but that has to be a traumatic experience. I'm concerned that if anything triggered you, it would be a problem. So I just don't, that's just too dark a road for me to walk down, me personally. But I salute anybody who does. God bless their hearts.
I love understanding people who can get past your past. Can't we just look past their past?
Well, me personally, I actually looked at it from the other side, and I was in a situation where I could have very well killed someone in self-defense. I'm a great catch. I mean, self-defense, he should have kept his hands to himself. I wouldn't have had to stab him, shoot him, or whatever it was that I did. And long as you're not planning on doing the same, I won't have to self-defend.
As long as you don't plan on doing the same.
I mean, right. So that shouldn't be a concern. If you know it's because of the situation was an abusive situation, or if you know this person walked in and witnessed someone, a child, or anything of that nature, put yourself in those shoes. Do they deserve not to ever be loved again because they did those acts? I just disagree with that. Now, there's some situations, yeah, I get it. But if it's really a reaction that you could have had, I'm sorry, I can relate to having to
They deserve love.
They deserve
love.
Not
from you.
Just not from me.
Not from me. I want you to get all the love you deserve in the world. All of it. Just maybe not for me. Because what if I raised my hand one time and I wasn't even at you and you go, pow.
Now, come on now, you know it wasn't that. You know, good.
But look, you didn't kill nobody, so you almost know, but you don't know. Have you seen that show, Snap?
I'm just saying I could closely
I used to date this woman.
I have seen myself do it. You know what I'm saying?
Because she was watching Snap so much. You trying to get your story together. You enjoy this too much. It got to be influencing you.
Somebody said that though. Somebody said to me when we posted that you don't have the other side of the story. They're telling you it was self-defense. The other person is not around to say.
Even if it was legit. I mean, maybe if they caught somebody doing something to their child, maybe that's different. Because then it wasn't an offense against you. But still, I feel like at times I wanted to kill somebody, but I never did, and that seemed like a lot to carry. It seems like a lot to carry. That's concerning to me, and maybe it's too close to home. I know about a situation where something similar happened.
What situation you know? Tell us.
Guy was with one woman and had children and broke up with her and got with another woman and got her pregnant, and whatever occurred, the first woman shot and killed the second woman.
Oh, I know someone.
While she was pregnant.
But that's not self-defense.
That's not self-defense.
See, that's the
she ain't do no real time.
Still wasn't. So once you hear that story though, that's not self-defense. No.
It's just murder, period. It take a lot.
I'm just saying I was a victim of getting beaten, drugged, and all of that. And if I had responded and he would have died as a result of me defending myself, I would really hate to be judged for the rest of my life for that situation.
The same way as our relationship is right now is the same way it would be under those circumstances. You are my buddy. It's all good. I love you. I think I'm crazy. I think you crazy already. So it wouldn't be too much different than it is right now. But date you, try to be in a relationship with you, especially how I am.
I'm scared.
I saw a meme the other day, and it said that the girl inboxed the guy. He was like, let me just tell you right now, my girl gonna kill you, me, the makers of Samsung, the creators of T-Mobile, everybody that was involved with this transaction. And so, no, I'm cool on that. Nope. I don't want no problems, Valencia. I don't want no problem. I think you might kill somebody now.
I think it's not saying you don't want love. There's somebody out there for everyone. I don't want to sleep with one eye open, and like I would be too afraid. I'm just afraid of you now. I'm afraid that your anger. Maybe if I heard the story, maybe if I heard how he drugged you and then I go, okay, I'd probably kill him too. But maybe what if the person don't tell you the whole story and say, I don't want to talk about it? I mean,
that's different. I mean, on a transparent, honest level, and no one can deny that any reasonable person could have reacted the same way. I'm not talking about, like you saying, running up and you jealous and you take somebody out and all of that. Now, the person that she pulled the gun out on, if they had turned around and killed her, you understand. The girl pulled the gun out on her. She had to self-defend, and the original person who was coming for her wound up dead. Does she not lose, or did she go into survival mode? It's just
I just things. See, the thing is even if you're not gonna kill nobody else, I can't be in a relationship where I'm gonna be getting punked. It's like, what time did you come in last night? And you like,
oh my goodness.
You scared
of somebody who's done that.
You telling your boy, hey man, I gotta go.
Oh my God, no.
Shit, she get mad.
I don't know what she's capable of.
Right.
Thing is, I don't know what she's capable of.
That is so wrong.
Like, hey, you better stop playing with me. She's like, hey, you better stop playing with me. You like, oh.
Okay. As soon as he raised his voice, he was like, I'm like, okay.
Like,
okay, so
she mad for
so
real?
Does this apply to everything? If they cheated before, you always looking and wanting them to cheat. If they cheated in their past,
a little bit.
Hey, I can live past that. I can't live past getting killed.
Killing is something different. That takes another kind of mindset to take somebody out of this world.
I mean, I get it. I really am not judging the person. If I had killed somebody, I would still want to be loved. I would know that somebody pushed me over the edge. They did something they shouldn't have been doing. But I'm glad that hasn't happened. I'm not out here hoping somebody do. I'm not out here wishing somebody would. I hope they don't.
Well, Steve Zojan said he can agree with me a little bit because it is he's thinking about it, and maybe it depends on how you killed the person. Fighting over the
knife or gun.
He said fighting over the gun. He said fighting over the gun and it goes off versus stabbing them 27 times. So and that is, like I said, what if the situation is somebody pulls it out on you, you're tussling, and then it goes off and they die. Come on now. I just think it's a difference.
Don't tussle with me. You're going to get shot before we tussle.
I think it's a difference. So, okay. Thank you. And then Bonita said exactly. So thank you, guys.
That's a legit question. It's a legit question. Cool. I've dated women. Everybody got to conceal and carry right now. It's a whole different type of world we're living in right now. So this is a real question people might have to think about, because everybody's at the gun range these days on social media showing videos of how good they aim is. So they take something the wrong way, it's gonna be a problem.
Okay, you guys. Cheating. Do women really cheat better than men?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely. You know why? Because I ain't called not one, and it's impossible in all this time that nobody has done anything. So therefore, women are much better and not getting caught hiding it, being smooth with it. That's my humble opinion.
Bonita said women don't cheat, and I don't think they do.
Oh, Lord. See, that's what the whole Jedi mind trick right there. Bonita, I can't believe you just said that.
I can't believe
I think Bonita means, and we know Bonita, and I'm going to guess for a while because I know she's typing to explain at the same time. But I'm going to guess from our group, the way that Bonita views it when she says women don't cheat, she's speaking from the standpoint of when a woman is truly engaged into her man, that she does not cheat.
They don't.
They do not cheat. They don't cheat until something has been broken, in that they are not getting something. They've cried out. It's nothing that they thought of yesterday, never said a word. So that is what I believe that she means by women don't cheat.
Ernest said, yes. Hi, Ernest. Yes, men are sloppy. I guess it just depends on the woman, maybe, because let's say all men are one way and all women are one way. Everybody is.
I can't believe y'all saying this. Who is all these women that's sleeping around with women's men and stuff like that?
Those are not the women that are truly engaged into their man. They're not. There's something else going on there that they're out there getting something else. I promise you, if a woman is fully engaged and satisfied at home, she isn't going anywhere. A man could be getting everything
and be totally satisfied and
still cheat.
I have had at least 2 women tell me that they just feel so ashamed because everything is perfect. Matter of fact,
they're lying.
No, seriously.
They don't know
everything is not perfect.
Everything's
if they
not
cheat.
perfect.
No, okay.
That's not what.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Or everything's not perfect.
So what were
they?
Exactly.
It's something different. Okay, that's what most people. It's something imperfect within them. But I'm just telling y'all that, you know, it might not happen most of the time that way.
Well, 99.99%. There's a point.
I'm not going to argue statistics with you, but it's amazing to me how you going to spread this this virtuosity over every woman in America, that if she really into her guy, nothing is happening, and that's not the case.
I'm not gonna say everyone.
Some people like diversity.
All women are not
people,
better than
but
men.
Majority,
and all men don't cheat.
They're just better at it.
Women are better at it.
Even the best woman in the world, you may not have cheated, but you've done something that if your guy saw, he wouldn't be happy about it.
And that would be everybody in the world then, right?
That's
Men
right.
and women, right?
That's all I'm trying to tell you. So where do you draw the line?
That's not cheating.
So everybody's defining for themselves. You tell yourself it's not cheating, but if it's something he wouldn't be happy about, it may very well be something that he would see as a form of cheating or a segue into going down that road.
Well, I even think
go down in the DM.
Women wouldn't be acceptable about.
Oh yeah, we get caught. We cheat. There's no men
women
do it. They get caught. They sloppy. There's no arguing about that. Not saying every man cheats, but enough men will cheat and
they cheat
and will likely get caught or make things go wrong.
You are funny.
Admit it. We do all types of stuff.
They're practicing.
Admit it.
So you all mentioned what about, or in YT you mentioned what about the women? If the woman is the side chick woman, is she cheating or is that something different because she's not in the relationship?
I'm just saying it is something totally different, but it's just letting you know how they view that particular thing. They're not tripping about it because they're participating. I don't trip about it because I'm a participant, so it is what it is. I feel like life is gonna go the way it is gonna go, and I don't find myself hung up on in most cases worried about that. I do have my crazy situations and crazy days, but other than that, I could care less.
You could care less about.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about over the course of a day, other than what your lady might be doing when she is or is not around you.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're gonna drive yourself crazy all day thinking about that, and I had a couple of days where I drove myself crazy, which is why I don't do it. So like there's no win in this.
No win in it for any Baltic.
Just everywhere once in a while you gotta do a drive-by, see if they where they said.
A drive-by.
See if they are where they said they were.
How often do you do that? Do you refresh once you're comfortable? Do you stop, or do you got to do a check-in every now and then, make sure still things okay? How you do that?
Yeah, maybe a couple times a year.
Drive by their house?
Just see if where they say they're gonna be somewhere. Where they say they're gonna be at. But again, it's not a planned thing. It's really just I'm a little nuts, and some days I wake up feeling more nuts than other days, and on those days I might
hop in your car and drive by her house
see what's going on
out there like she said she was gonna be home.
And the crazy thing is always everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. So it's like, why are you even doing that?
Why did you waste your time?
Why did you waste your time?
Because you had to ease your mind.
Yeah, ease your mind.
Have to ease your mind. It's because I've seen so many women get away with it that I feel uncomfortable being comfortable.
Wow.
I know that feeling though, that you can feel uncomfortable. Like you feel like it's a scary feeling, I think, to get comfortable sometimes because then it's like you're letting your guards down.
Because that's when you can get hurt.
That's when you telling yourself somebody would never do.
You just giving somebody the power to hurt you.
Mary Prince had put in the group, how do men feel about a slap across the face from a good woman? I think that was a funny question. A good woman, a bad woman.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get
laugh because Donnell Henderson said her life will never be the same. He gonna murder her. No, I'm just playing. But I don't know what he gonna do, but apparently he gonna do something to make her never want to do that again. So yeah, hitting people ain't cool. Nobody should be hitting anybody. A good woman. Yeah. He did something whack. Like that's movie stuff. Don't let the movie send you off. That's not real life.
Don't go hitting people and not expect to get hit back.
Exactly, and then
I ain't gonna hit you back. I'm gonna tase you or mace you and call 911.
Right, that's what you should do. Please do it. Please do it just like that.
That's my joke. I don't have any names, but that's always my joke. You hit me, I'm gonna mace you and then call 911.
Self-defense.
Right.
Oh.
Self-defense.
No, that's not. The black community, everybody, let's keep everybody alive. Nobody kill anybody. Nobody beat anybody.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah. Do your thing.
You are funny.
Peace. We went to the
peace
ceasefire. We part of the stopping the violence around here.
Have you gone to the ceasefire before?
Yes.
How'd you like?
T.O. Hardeman used to be the president of ceasefire. I don't know if you knew that. That's running for governor. Okay, yeah. And been to things and participated, concerts, great things, in fact.
That is cool. So, as I go through, he said, she said, what is the one question that a person can ask you on a date that just can turn you totally off, that you're like, nope, can't do it, won't do it, it's over? What is that deal breaker question that you can be asked? That one question. So Wanda, who is also part of the He Said, She Said team, said, do you cook? Like, and that is to me, question to ask on the first date. Like,
really? I don't think I have one. Feel free to ask anything. This is when we're supposed to be asking what we really want to know, what we really like. If there's not a good question that you didn't like, explain why. Get to understand. Maybe you all don't need to have a second date. Exactly. so why are we waiting to have these conversations?
I'm talking first date. I just said first date.
First date. Even on first date. That's when we need to start. We need to get down to it on the first date.
Don't ask me for something. You can ask me anything about me.
Can you ask me for money?
Don't ask me for nothing.
Absolutely. But
you said get down to it. Ask for money then.
No. Don't ask me for anything.
Get down to it.
Now, if they ask for money on the first
date,
of course, that's a turn off. But as far as something personal, what do you like, what you don't like, I don't think there's any.
It's all fair game.
Yeah.
My past, whatever.
Yes.
People can ask about your past on the first date.
Yeah.
Like what kind of past?
How you been married before? How many times?
Okay.
You this, you that. Have you ever been through this? Some people like.
Have you ever murdered?
Have you ever murdered your ex? You don't want to date nobody who murdered their ex.
You don't ask me questions. I think something's wrong. I'm like, she don't really want to get to know me.
This is something else.
Yeah, I pay attention to that. That's how I get to know. More so than the answers to the questions, I get to know you from what you ask or don't ask me.
That is funny. I guess on the first date, ask whatever, and how you answer, how we respond is probably more of what would trigger something for me, because of how the person responds to the question asked is more, it starts telling a little bit of who you are and what you expect.
Well, I know one question women don't like, and it don't matter what date it is.
What is it?
Sexual history. That was a post on He Said, She Said as well today, and women love honesty. Complete and total transparency until then it's like we have to lie. We can't tell the truth. He better not be asking me that. Because men can't handle the truth
on that in reality. So you all have made this box for women that says that you are this or that. Yeah, you hear a few men sprinkle here and there to say, no, that's a woman. She was just loving life. She was exploring. But let's be honest, the double standard is there. It's not going anywhere. So women don't share because they're afraid of being judged by that person based on their sexual past. So, I mean, it's
your truth. It's our truth. Everything that is occurred.
Then accept none of your business as the truth, and then let's move on to the next question.
That is so hypocritical.
Hypocritical.
Because women, their posts all over social media talking about the truth and talking about being honest. And if a man is lying about something, he says because it's going to upset a woman, because there is no because for a man.
Well, that's one of those double standards that you all have to deal with. The same way there's a double-edged sword in that double standard, and maybe that's it.
I want to know if it's somebody like in my circle or something like that.
Just take her to get tested and make sure she's clean for you, and you get tested to prove you're clean for her, and nothing else matters. 777. It don't matter. She's clean. Your turn. Take it from here.
Spoken like a person with a walk-in closet. That's because women got a walk-in closet of bones and skeletons. Closet from Sex in the City that Big built for Carrie.
That's the thing. See, there's the assumption that the closet is deep. So it's always, even when you tell a man, what's the thing men always say? If a woman tell you 5, multiply it times 3. You're told this,
times 10.
Whatever. See, so they don't believe it anyway. So just tell them none of their damn business. Take a test, prove you clean, and either they can take it or leave it from there.
think all men want to know that, though.
No, they don't. All men don't want to know. But the point is that women don't want nobody to know that y'all don't want to tell the truth about that. And I think that's shameful. It's hypocritical. I think if we're talking about honesty, there is no such thing as partly honest or somewhat honest, or there's no such thing as all questions.
Is not being honest.
Valencia just said all questions are a go, and then none of your business.
Well, you get all questions are go in the courtroom, and when they get to one, you can say, "I plead the fifth."
Well, you did say, Valencia, that ask away. First date, ask whatever you want to ask.
Now, based on my answer, you could choose to deal with me or not deal with me, because if I tell you 4, are you going to believe it? If I tell you 40, are you going to say it's too much? Are you going to, when I say 8, multiply it by 3?
If I say I never kept count.
Exactly. What if I say I don't know?
Don't you want to lead them out by telling the truth?
But once I tell you whatever my answer is, then it's they're not going to believe it.
Don't you want to get rid of the guy who's going to judge you? Because if later down the road somebody comes and tells him a lie, like, man, when she first got in the stepping community, it was going down. Now he's that judgmental dude. It's about to be a problem anyway, even what you're not telling him.
Go off of what somebody said, then
you told him none of your business.
It's a lot of men out here lying on their stuff, man.
There it is. So again, if you tell him and he judge you, he the wrong guy anyway.
So that's what I'm saying. So it could go either way.
So don't tell him none of your business. Tell him and see what happens. He might be like, baby, I love you. I don't care what happened before you. Drake said, I got strippers in my life, but they virgins to me. I think some guys don't care.
Yeah, they care, but they don't want to ask, so they don't have to deal with it.
I think Tucson was saying on the he said, she said page that all people have a past, and if you get caught up in that, you mean insecure. And he sounded like he was being realistic to me. Tucson, if you're out there, address that, brother.
I think people are realistic when they know in general sometimes, but if you ask them, are they with somebody like that? They not.
I'm 43. If I started having sex when I was 20 and I had sex with 2 people a year, we still talking almost 50 people. So just being realistic, you know what I mean? At this point, you lying to yourself if you think it's only 2 or 5.
Ron Jefferson said some, not all men can't handle the truth. And with that being the case, they are the men that many ladies seem to continue to hook up with, the ones that will give you all the worst problems. But you all got hooked some hint kind of way, but don't want to let go until the pain outweighs his pleasure.
Man, Superhead been married twice. So it's men out here who don't care about your history, because her history is documented in a book, and she's been married twice since that book came out. So that's proof right there that some men could care less.
Tucson says, ain't nobody planting no flags. Most dudes don't want to know.
See?
Well, see, I agree. I don't think they want to know. I don't think it doesn't really affect them. And then when they do know, I think they don't want to know the truth, because if it is a number that kind of messes it, they don't want to picture that number going with you all the time. They visualize that you would bunch of people.
Doing with them?
I'm gonna tell you what I do want to know though. If you had sex with the whole football team at one time, I need to know that.
The football team probably gonna tell you anyway.
If you had sex with 10 rappers, I want to know. I'm cool. I want to keep it moving. I'm straight on that. I don't no disrespect to nobody else. Enjoy yourself, but no Kim Kardashian, Amber Rose for me on the relationship marriage tip. I'm cool.
Age differences. Someone asked about age differences below and under, dating older people, someone 10 years older or lower, and the difference of women dating someone younger, and the cougar, and then the guys dating someone young.
Yeah, I think that's a situation by situation type of thing as far as what you think about it. Ultimately, I don't think too much about it, because I see 50-year-olds on Facebook and social media every day acting like 10-year-olds, and I see young people acting mature. And so you never know what the connection is between those two people. And so for the most part, I don't judge. Yes, there are some older men and women who are looking to get over on younger people. But that's just a fact of life. It's people that's the same age trying to get over on the people that's the same age. So to me, it's no different.
I think I'm a little judgmental on this one. I'm a little biased where I do feel like, and yeah, this is kind of probably a little double standard as well that I will uphold.
I think uphold. She has double standards.
I do. I'm just because we all do. We do. It's just when it get down to it, when we really, are honest and say what we really feel. But we have them, and some of them we understand aren't going anywhere, even though we don't like them. But with this situation, I think when men date younger, it's more of a control thing. And when women date younger, it's more of a sexual thing. And that's for the majority, not everybody. I'm not saying all inclusive, but I think that is what originally drives that. And from the younger person side, on both of those, they're looking for the stability and the things that they can't get from someone in their age group, where the young man is getting more of the nurturing that the younger generation have kind of led astray. But I do have another general rule that I don't think that the age matters once you have matured and went through enough things. So whereas when I was 19 to get with my first husband was 28 years old, that was too big of a gap at that age. Now, once I became 35, 9 years is not a problem anymore. So I think it's that as well. What age are you with that age gap?
Let me get this straight. 5-year-old woman who's getting down with the 22-year-old guy is not manipulating the situation. She just can't get that level of sex from somebody 35.
Yeah, she's manipulating.
No, 35-year-olds are putting it down.
What? To her, she might be at 22, it's maybe a little more robust.
She gave up.
She gave up looking for the 35-year-old.
Y'all killing me. I swear to God.
You say y'all killing me today.
I was a beast when I was 18, but man, I just know.
What you saying?
Hey, age don't always change everything for everybody. That's all I'm gonna say. Age does not change.
I agree with that.
Some people is more than ever. I didn't know what I was doing when I was 18 and 19. You just happy to be still getting some. Now you didn't.
I'm just saying, don't act like you don't see an older woman or older man that sees someone young and say, ooh, if I was 20 years younger. What does that mean? That mean if I was 20 years younger, still had that energy, I still had that.
No, they saying that so I won't go to jail or be judged.
No.
So I won't look like a creep running up on you.
No, I mean, at this point, 40 and 60 years old, that's their choice. You could call it what you want. Now, if you're 20 and the girl is 10, then yeah, we got a problem. And that's what I meant by it's a difference in what age you are before that gap where it's an issue.
I know women that's in the gym twice a day going hard.
I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying it traditionally. The original reason that these people have gotten together. A lot of things we've made okay. Hell, we made changing up who you were born and switching it all the way out and then wanting to walk into the other bathroom. I mean, so we've come so far on just doing what we want to do. But I'm just saying, it started out, to me, men get with younger women so they can mold, control, create who they want. And then women usually get with the younger men.
Younger women ain't going to press them for marriage. Is that what it is?
Is that what it is?
The young woman is not going to press them for marriage. The 21-year-old or 22-year-old is not in a hurry to marry that older dude.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, older women are like, I'm tired of dating. I mean, when I look at he said, she said, most women that comment on there, I'm not saying that's in the country, but I can say this for a fact. Most women that comment on those posts say that they're tired of dating. They're frustrated, things of that nature. Young people are having a ball. Some older people still having a ball, but it seems like the older women get, and they've been in relationships, they've been married before, they don't want to do that dance.
There's no
anymore.
man out there in the age group that's wanting that just as much.
I don't know. Do you see guys saying that?
I do, and not probably what? Not that. And they,
he said, she said that they
not necessarily.
The dating is terrible for them,
and that they're looking for to get out of the dating scene now.
Oh, I see men saying
that's what I say. I see men saying that all the time.
I do see men saying that, or that. It's hard for them.
If you meet a guy, Valencia, and you tell him you not trying to get married right this moment, I bet you they all still gonna date you. Same thing with Wanda. You tell a guy, he's like, I'm ready to get married. You like, I'm not sure yet. They're gonna be like, okay, we gonna find out. They're not gonna stop. But women, if you say I'm not trying to get married, someone will cut you right off. Oh, you a waste of time.
As well as she should. And if she want to get married,
some men that will,
that'll cut you out.
That'll cut you off. Yeah, that will cut you off.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Wait, if you say,
if
a guy says he's ready to marry, he's looking for a wife, and you say that I'm not sure if I want to get married again, will that man stop dating you on Johnny on the spot? I think not. I think he will see how it's gonna go. I think the same thing for you, Valencia. I think the guy, he's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna see how it's gonna go.
You don't want to get fine.
Right, you're gonna get over it real fast.
People. See, I mean, I think they'll just keep dating. They don't get all hung up on
Steezo agreed with me. He co-signed that. But
I don't think he would. I think they go ahead and they're gonna say, well, I want marriage, so I'm gone. They're gonna be like, I'm gonna just keep dating you, see where it goes, and then date her.
He might still
just
date you.
Someone who actually was
cut you off
about keeping things for his wife and let you know up front if that's not what you were even, and not saying that you were gonna be the one, but if you're not even interested in going that route, he didn't want to waste his time.
He call you no more.
His odds are greater. He gonna meet a woman who wants to get married, though.
Did he stop many of those calling you Valencia?
He said what? No, I'm not saying
he
that.
Never left.
He said the thing
he's
is,
still trying to beat you, right?
Okay, I'll just be plain. The person I'm dating here, he was not interested in seeing anything if I was not interested in being a wife, but I am.
So.
There you go. Thank you.
But that's
I believe he wouldn't have, because
that means it doesn't apply.
Because he did not waste his time. It didn't apply. But because of the fact that he put it out there, he probably wouldn't have dated. He's texting me now. He said, "You're right. I wouldn't have dated you a second time."
Sounds good.
I know he's done it before. I mean, it's fine, but like I said, everyone isn't in the same boat. There are some men that have a want to be a husband, and they're going to act accordingly.
Yes, and anything we're talking about, there's always going to be somebody who don't fit what we're talking about. We all don't think alike. All women don't think alike. All men don't think alike. And you will always, as soon as we think, no, men do this, women do this. No, half the stuff we talk about, I think to myself, I don't do that. And I'm a woman. I just stay quiet about it because I don't think that way.
It is. Same thing.
So I just think that.
But then y'all two was trying to call me out. So now that he spoke on it, you could either.
So your guys,
it's a hypothetical.
It doesn't apply. But even after dating, there's still things that he has not and will not share.
Well, that's what I mean. He's rare.
But I'm just saying. But there are some, and I just want to talk to some people and tell people there is someone out there.
And you got him. So we're done.
He's not the only one, ladies. He's not the only one.
Nobody else is stepping up like, y'all all right. No other dude is on there like, yep, you called it.
Rare, guys. Let me hear from y'all. I want to be married, and I'm not gonna date nobody who don't think like me.
Y'all say men are hunters. Y'all say men like a challenge. So here you go, right there, man.
I want to hear from the guys who think like that.
Moving.
I think he is the only one.
There it is.
More women want to be married, though. They're with more women. There's this group, and I put some of the things from this group. And I won't say their name because I won't promote their group, but let's just say there's a whole group of women, 4,000 women who their sole focus is getting married. And that's what they talk about all day. That is their focus. When I look at it and I go, is this many women that put this much emphasis on the idea of getting married? So I think his odds of finding a woman, the man who only wants to date a woman who wants to get married, he got tons of women to choose from. So he ain't really got to go around saying, oh, you don't want to get married? No. It's just the opposite for us. I think he has a plethora of women to choose from, because women out here wanting to get married more so than wanting to be single.
Well, I hear a lot of them that's done with it. I find very few,
because they haven't found anybody. They're done with it.
So they're lying to themselves.
They're lying to themselves.
Somebody. That's what I usually say.
I
always
Steezo said the name of the group is Every Woman in America.
Every woman in America doesn't want to be married.
Tucson said the vast majority of men will not cut a woman off for not wanting what they want, because we bend to y'all's needs, not the other way around.
Wow.
Wait, women don't bend to your needs? Let me think about that.
That's interesting.
Think about that one.
Tucson, that you feel that way.
You agree or disagree?
The vast majority of men will not cut a woman off for not wanting what they want.
I won't cut them off because that's what I was about to say. I won't cut them off because I think
women been way more.
I think they're gonna bend for me. Absolutely. I think if I want to marry a woman, I ain't worried about
whether all the time.
Women bend. They
bend on the first date.
They split up. They come on now.
I agree totally.
Women bend more than men. Come on,
I was shocked to read that two said that, but. Is married, then he is doing all the bending.
Happy wife, happy life.
Married, they bending.
Yeah.
Married men are bending.
But going in?
Not married men don't have to. They'll say, I don't want to get married. And the woman will still date him. Knowing she wants to be married, knowing she wants all these things. He'll say, you know what, I'm going to keep dating her and her and her. She'll say, well, I just want you to date me. And he's like, well, this is what I'm doing. She'll still date him anyway. Mm-hmm. Women bend all day long. Yes. They do back bends and flips.
Like I said,
and
do everything. Be oppressive by the end of the day.
True that.
Still he ain't coming through. Yes.
Tucson said we create a character until we reach a goal. Once we hit all bets off. Probably when I was 15, 16, 17 years old, but I'm telling you right now, sometimes I'm amazed at the truths that I'm able to tell and still get a date. So I disagree with that totally.
Men can be more honest than ever right now in 2017 because there's some woman that's going.
Yeah,
I just think they before they used to have to kind of be this character, and women can be more open that I'll do this and do this and screw this and do this, and the guy's still like, okay, let's do it. Yeah. Everybody bending rules.
Tucson, you've been out the mix too long, brother. Maybe you even have to mix to know what's going on. But
they bending backwards.
Absolutely.
Hey, Wanda, Steezo said, Wanda, if a woman is bending, she's also planning on how she can break that man of those habits and beliefs.
That's
Absolutely.
True too. That's true too.
I agree, Steezo. She has a goal of thinking she's still gonna get what she wants.
She's got to get in. Absolutely.
She got a plan that I'm gonna bend now because this is a topic I think we talked about last week with James Borachet. That some women want to create the man that they want, so they see the potential of getting you to be what so they gonna bend now, but actually they're gonna get what they want out of it, and they're bending for a goal or bending for a reason.
Sometimes they do.
So I do think there are women that do that. I totally agree.
I've seen a woman reverse it on a guy. I seen a woman reverse it on a guy. She was doing all the bending, and by the time it was over, he was Jehovah's Witness and all types of stuff. I was like, what?
I don't bend to get you though. Some people do.
She knew once she got in the door, and she got to know him good enough to be able to control that neck. He was the head still, but she was controlling that neck.
I think though it can also be done in a way that sometimes when you're not really honest with yourself on what you can really deal with, so you bend thinking that the person is going to eventually look at how it affects you and they're going to change some behavior, and so you get into it where you bend, and then you realize that you really didn't want to deal with this, but yet you've let the time go on, and what message is that sent to the mate? So I think that's where either that person decides to change that behavior, and that's when the person conforms. But
I don't. Do men really conform? Do you guys conform to what we want you all to do? Tucson, I know he's gonna say
sometimes,
everybody
definitely. Sometimes everybody has conformed at one point or another. It's probably why I don't conform now, because I'm bitter from when I conformed before. Like, I ain't never doing that again.
You really were not okay with. That's the thing, because it's okay to conform, but make sure it's what you are really comfortable with giving up. It's not that big of a deal. Don't lie and say that you're going to deal with something that you know really is bothering you. And I've made that mistake in the past.
In all fairness, I don't even think someone tried to make me bend. I was trying to bend to just try to be a better boyfriend. That's just what I thought I should do. And I didn't know how the changes were going to affect me. And so I really, I'm being a little bit facetious and joking a little bit when I say it's because I'm bitter, but ultimately I just understand that there are certain things that it takes for me to be my best self. And if I start eliminating those things, and everything changes. And so that's what was my experience with myself. And so now I don't do that. I stay true to myself, because if I'm not going to be a happy person. It's going to be hard for me to be my best person, my best self inside of a relationship.
Hell yeah. If we didn't, marriage wouldn't exist.
Yeah. Once marriage pops off,
that means that's the only way men get married, is that they gave in.
No, he's saying
That's
one.
fine.
No, he's saying once she knows she got you. So it's like I've dated women and she live here and I live there, and if she do something I don't like, I just go home, and that keeps everything on the even keel and keeps everything in line. Lived with that same woman, whole different ball game. She knew I had to come home, so it was like it was to change the dynamics dramatically.
Then that just wasn't
The
the
ties
one.
turned. Yeah, absolutely. It's over.
That's
It's
all.
been over.
She's been gone.
Absolutely,
That
she's
just
the
wasn't
wrong
the
one.
That's
But
all.
when you get married, that's why women want to be married. They want some leverage. Yes.
Marriage brings leverage.
Absolutely.
What way?
Absolutely, because he's stuck with you. What can he do
He's
if he don't
stuck.
like it?
Why do men have to be stuck when they married?
Oh,
Why
my
can't they like be with the
God.
person?
That's
they
why
love?
y'all say
That's a fairy
That's
tale.
why y'all say.
Oh, my
That's why y'all
God.
say being in a relationship don't add up or doesn't mean as much as being married. Because he's not stuck. He can just leave. That's the number one reason women say he could just leave, or if he die,
he just made a statement.
not
that
stuck.
this is
But
who
you
he
know
has
what I mean.
chosen
It's
to be
more.
with.
He has
Why
to go
is it
through
always
more to
spoken
walk
in a
away.
negative?
You got to go through more to walk away. Marriage brings leverage. Marriage gives women leverage. She know you coming home. She know y'all tied in together. You have kids. They know you got more to lose right
So
now
it
than
gives
just
you
walking away.
leverage for you to make you act right. Is that what you're saying?
Act how y'all want us to act. I don't even know if we're
Well,
gonna call
you
it
just
right.
said that you got to come home. You got to talk. I mean, what?
Are there any men who like being
No, I'm
married?
saying when I live somewhere
Can
else,
we
I
hear
can go
from the
home.
men who like exactly?
Tucson.
Let's lighten the mood. Who else?
Tucson
like
said we've been
being
the ideas and expectation instead of embracing our truths. A certain type of guy fits into the idea of a husband. A certain type of woman fits into the idea of a wife. But speaking for most guys, we actually like very different types of women, but we want to be able to play the wife role. Agreed.
What?
People, I changed.
What?
And I changed in a relationship because I was trying to fit into what society says and what women say a good boyfriend is. And sometimes women try to fit into what society has defined as what a good girlfriend does and doesn't do, and what a good wife does and doesn't do. You're trying to fit into that role as opposed to being true to yourself and creating marriage vows and creating a marriage agreement that's customized.
A platform or a diagram. Really, it's all over the board as to what wives do. I don't really know I think you have more women that just feel that they want to be a wife, and then you have to individually. So we have those posts all the time. What's a real woman? What's a wife? What's this? And when you get down to it, it's really virtues that people look for that makes them that. It's not anything.
People
really.
will go out less when they get in a relationship or get married. They will a lot of times hang with their friends less, even the ones of the same sex.
That's in a relationship period that happens if you're really bonded with the person you're in a relationship with.
It's
not eliminated, but
I don't be with my boys every day anyway, so it really doesn't change inside of a relationship.
So it doesn't. That's what I mean. It's like, so if there's a difference, then a little decrease in it, then an elimination of, and a natural. There's gonna be a natural decrease because you should be building.
I think you just want to be with do what you want to do.
Yeah,
I mean, some days I just don't want to go. I mean, I'm a stepper. That's something I love to do. But if I'd rather be over here doing this, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Exactly.
So it may be that I'm not going out because it may look like, oh, she don't go out no more because now she's doing this and she's seeing this and this. No, I like where I am. I'm going to go where I want to go.
Exactly.
When I want to dance, I'm
guys be watching the game with a girl. He don't really want to watch the game with his girl. I don't know. I'm not into that.
Really? I don't think they
I like girls at the game. I don't get guys. I don't like hanging with just guys all the time.
Some are perfectly fine. I know quite a few are perfectly fine with kicking it everywhere together. Now they have the freedom. I do too. They have the freedom to go and do their separate things. But they have no problem going to watch the game together, coming up there with their jerseys on or whatever. This one over here doing that one doing that.
I love that.
And so I've seen it in action. So I know they're out there. I know the people are out there.
But some guys are just doing it because they feel like they have to, or because they
doing a lot of stuff for that.
But I do think some women are okay with that. I was married to a guy who, if I bought him tickets for his birthday, I'm not gonna buy him for me. I'm gonna buy it for him to go with his boys because I know I don't want to sit in no football. It's not gonna be fun sitting with me and you go, "Did you see that play?" I'm like, "Oh, Yeah, what did you see him get the line? I'm like the linebacker who made the shot 3-point shoot.
Right.
He's like, go sit somewhere. Like bringing me wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, see, I have a good understanding of it. So my kids played it, so I'm into it, and so it was authentic for me to be there. But if I didn't like it, then I wouldn't go. I would let him go because I wouldn't want to rain on his parade, and I would be like, no, you go.
I've been kidnapped to go shopping with women, and that is a nightmare. It lasts forever.
You don't want to go. I don't have a problem with you not wanting to go, but don't have a problem with me still going. That's my thing. Don't have a problem with me still going if you don't want to go.
Stezo said men look at marriage as the end of their freedom. I think that's so sad.
It is.
Because it is. You got a warden now. You got a probation officer. You have to answer.
Wow. What's the difference of being in a relationship?
You have to answer to somebody.
What's the difference of being in a relationship? Because you still got to answer to somebody in a relationship.
Yes.
Maybe. If y'all don't live together, maybe not.
It's just now you get married, you can go home.
Oh, wow.
No, not never. What? If you're in a relationship, okay.
So
wait a minute. Once you're in a relationship, y'all spend the night together every night, no matter what, even if y'all live in separate
not
places?
Necessarily, but for a fight of
that's what I'm just saying. So
so
I don't mean not come home at all. I mean you can go home to where you live.
So that means so that's how you would, because you're in a relationship, it's okay to handle a dispute unhealthy because you can go to your
It's unhealthy
home.
To go home and
you just
calm down.
The difference because why come you just can't go to the living room then if you live together? It's separation.
That's
and
right. It's something about separation.
Right. And now you're to kill somebody.
It's something about separation that gets a woman in line. I noticed this.
We don't like that.
Go home, fellas. Just go home.
That's the wrong move.
Wrong way to handle
Wrong move.
Don't listen to Yatu for marriage advice.
No, if you married, you can't go nowhere. I'm saying, but as long as y'all got separate places, that's why y'all got separate places.
This is how windows get. No, I'm just playing.
Never had mine broke, so
windows out, Valencia.
Yeah. What? You ain't think?
It was a joke. Comedy.
Whatever.
That wasn't no comedy. Y'all know Valencia. Don't play with Valencia.
Snap. Don't play
with Valencia.
This I know. Don't play.
No. If you've been watching He Said, She Said on IntellectualRadio.com, you better know not to play with Valencia. Not hard. If you dating a nice dude on the thread who said he want to get. Tell us.
Tucson said we like very bad girls, but publicly we want very good girls. I think women feel the same. The women like bad boys behind closed doors.
Good girls don't have big numbers.
Exactly. We'll show you the numbers.
A good girl.
We'll show you the results. Yeah.
By their eyes, absolutely. The good girl is not gonna say 717. The good girl. So that's why women don't tell the truth. We're going back full circle with why women don't give those numbers, because guys like Tucson, who women don't want the bad girl. Yeah. They just don't.
I've never moved in or woman moved in with me, rather, lived with a woman, and it was the same as when we lived someplace separately. It changes things in the gate.
Should get better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can get better. It can get better. But all I'm saying is, for whatever reason, women act differently when you don't live with them than when you live together.
They're trying to get you to move in.
There it is.
I don't want to live
I'm glad you said it.
No.
I'm glad you said it. Exactly. So as long as I maintain as long as the times where I maintain a separate residence, it seemed like that kept things.
But that seems like you dating
in line.
Being phony. Like that's being phony.
I don't know. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that till I moved in. But I didn't know that till I moved in with her. I didn't know. Till we moved in together, I didn't know those people the same way I knew them before we lived together. It changed, and I think you're right. I think they were like trying to be cool and understanding and not trip a lot and stuff like that. And then once they feel like they got you,
well, I think you're still looking at the thing of the natural. When you're moving together, things are going to naturally change, and so. When you enter in, just like I said, when you enter into relationships, the dynamics of some of your other relationships have to change in honor of that relationship.
So are you talking about moving in with somebody who you are married to, or just living together?
Just living together. Here's the deal. We keep teeter-tottering when we want to separate this, but this is really big in our group a lot when we have people that argue. You don't have to be married for you to have the commitment and the love and all these things, and marriage is just a piece of paper. But then when we switch the game up, now we in a relationship, it's okay not to give these things because we don't live together, or we live together, we ain't married. What are we going to do? What is really real? Are we really going to agree that there is some level of a step up, a better way, a more solid presentation of a relationship through marriage, or not? We can't, like, you know what I mean? We can't play both sides.
I think
of that.
I'm conscious of the fact that those women weren't the ones for me. So I'm not saying that there's just a bad move or that everybody in a relationship needs to go their separate ways. But I'm just saying, whenever I experienced problems and I was living in my own place, just going home always kept things from being problematic. Tucson said living together shifts the power dynamic. And I agree.
Which way though? I mean, why does it always seem like the man is the one that's losing power? Like,
did you mean that way? Tucson explained the power dynamic. Does that give the man less power when he moves in with the woman?
Yes. Yes. Why? Because when you live separately, that woman is thinking in her mind, he could have somebody else over here, or he could.
And so this is just a woman's thought process. Like no men are thinking this, and that's all.
Because I like going home. One reason I say I don't want to marry again is because that very reason. I'm tired of living with people. I don't want to live with anybody. I lived with somebody for 20 years. I don't want to answer to nobody. And unfortunately, I am that person that will pack up my stuff and say I'm going home. I don't like that. And that's bad. I know.
That's not good.
No, don't let nobody make you feel. Good. Don't let anyone make you feel about that. It's okay with needing your personal space. Exactly. Personal.
You still can gain personal space.
I think
your energy in my room, just because you in that room and I'm in that room.
What it does is it allows that woman to miss me and rethink her
I want to be with someone that I miss as soon as I walk out the door.
Oh, I feel that way too.
God bless your hearts.
I'm only talking when we're arguing.
You think you're always right, and I have to give you, if I give you a couple days. I don't want to
go home. I think it's different. Good and bad times. I'm talking of bad times. Good times, of course, you go, oh, I don't want to leave, but I still like having my place. I still like every now and then just going, I can put this where I want to put this, and nobody say, did you leave this on the counter? Why'd you leave the light on? Why'd you do this? I don't want it. Now I can leave all the lights on. That would. My bills.
You guys make me feel so lucky right now.
You feel so lucky right now. God bless.
But I'm only talking of the negative. I think people judge people's relationships by someone talking about a negative time versus the entire relationship. I'm not talking about whole things. I'm talking about situations. And just because somebody can have all glowing situations, life ain't like that. You ain't always gonna have no all good times. We gotta be real.
No, you're not. But it's still have good times. But that's the thing. The key is taking the time to find somebody that's willing to work through the bad times
with the best people.
I'm just saying, through working through the bad times, the best way, the healthiest way, the most loving way, and we act like that is so far-fetched, but that's because that's what we keep pushing. We keep pushing that these issues have to be so hard and everything.
That's what I'm telling you. Just what I'm telling you.
Are we willing to do it and conquer it the right way?
With those women, before living together, the young lady would be like, Nyatu, you told me you were coming over last night when you got finished with everything you were doing. You didn't come, you didn't text, and you didn't call. I like seeing you and Nyatu. That hurt my feelings. Next time, if you're not coming, can you call or text me and let me know? Go.
Yeah, so
that's how it go. Then when you move in, right. All that.
I heard that from a friend. I don't really know.
Yeah, right. So bottom line, for whatever reasons, you get a nicer person, you get a more relaxed person, you get for whatever reason, they're able to keep their cool a little more when there's room. When there's no room, see, and probably what it is they had time to calm down and think about it. But if you live together,
that's a life skill you should
live
have.
With anybody.
That's a life skill.
Personally,
you say you don't want to live with them unless you're married.
Unless I'm married, I don't move in.
So you wait
one time, and I said never again.
So you'll wait, and it's best to wait till you're married to find out that there's some things that don't.
I don't think you'll wait until you find out when you're married stuff about people.
I mean,
personally,
like
living together, I've never lived with somebody and not found out more of the real than before. I don't think it's deliberate or anything like that. They're trying to fool you.
House any point in time, they live. If you stay around them, if you spent more than a couple days, I get to know how you like to live and keep your house. I kind of know that now. What more am I going to learn? Maybe I'm missing something. What more do I learn about somebody? If I've stayed 1 week at your house, what more do I learn because now we're in a relationship and I'm going to move my stuff totally
1 week I can perform in a week.
We can perform for a week. I used to have women come from out of town and visit me for a week.
Yeah.
You can make up anything for a week.
In a week.
But alone as the time goes by, it gets harder and harder.
I haven't met one person that has left someone that they didn't move in with and left them just because how they live. They doing other stuff
stuff, but those
it's not just about how they live.
Yeah, but if that's piling up on top of.
To me, the truth just comes out more when you can't. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to calm down. There's nowhere to pull it together. There's nowhere to go talk to friends first.
You can't storm out
so stuff started coming out.
Yeah, you got to deal with it all.
And you got to do exactly.
Toussaint says he agree with me, but that assumes that there are two healthy adults, and he thinks that two healthy adults are the far-fetched thing, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. That's what it is, and that's what I mean by we. But we keep continuing to promote instead of try to promote the healthy thinking so that could catch on. Let
me tell you what the problem is. One problem is people think they think healthy. You can listen to people all day long and you're listening to them and they sound crazy. Exactly but that's because we keep telling everyone that there's these really hard lows that we have to go through. If you've been married for 30 years, you ain't been married if you ain't been through some cheating or some lying or some this and that, and it's like people that, but that, like I said, that's a rare. You don't find people out here that have your story or will share still how you had camaraderie and things and for the, and had a provider and a protector and blah, 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 blah. Is.
And so, and all of that. So, but that's rare. That's not the norm story after a divorce, at least not from the stories that I hear. So the majority is always that we got to tell people that you had to go through all of this other crazy stuff, that we've painted this as the norm when we need to be pushing that the norm.
But everybody pushes their own norms. Unfortunately,
who's to say, I might think I'm normal, crazy when really
you're the crazy one.
Right. And I think that happens.
And that happens all day, every day. Most people that are crazy, they don't think that they're crazy. They think they got it all right and something's wrong with the rest of the world.
And they think what they're doing is healthy. And someone else can hear it and go, that's not actually healthy.
Not at all.
That's not healthy. What you're doing is not healthy. But they will tell everybody who will listen that this is the healthy way to deal with someone. And everybody's healthy may be different.
That's one of my questions I love to ask.
Trying to make people be your healthy may not be healthy.
Look like to you? That's what I ask women. What does a healthy relationship look like to you? And it's amazing the different things that you hear. It's like, okay, wow, that's deep.
What is normal? Steezo asks, what is normal? And that's the thing is I think we all have our own, and I think that's okay. Why do we try to make other people do what we do? May not be the normal thing. Do what's normal.
And that's why the key is to take the time and find somebody who your crazy is crazy right with theirs.
Exactly.
And your crazies go together. Find your two crazy people on the same level of crazy and make it work.
And that's really what you got to do.
That's what you got to do.
Y'all crazy work.
You got to match the crazy. If the crazy match up, then go for it.
Y'all got equal amounts of crazy.
Yeah.
Toussaint said the crazy stuff is the norm, and it's how two crazy people reach balance.
There you go.
Two crazy.
I'm saying it. Down for the two crazy. Down for the crazies, baby. Yes.
But
crazy.
I think you really just do have to find that match for you, and then people will tell you that's not normal.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, that's not normal. Yes. But that does not work for me based on what I've experienced, my own experience, my own personality, what I've learned about myself through the years. What someone else tells me works for them does not work for me.
And friends, you know your friends as friends. You don't know your friends in relationships. You know what I mean? We are different people within relationships. I am like a total goofball baby in a relationship, but I don't present that on my exterior.
You're also a bully. A cool bully.
A cool, right. Cool Put bully. That a cool bully.
See, now
I bully with love.
Let's be frank.
Yes.
when we hear you say cool bully,
that sounds crazy.
Some of us think you're crazy.
Right. So I'm glad I'm crazy. Norm. It is. So I'm glad that I got crazy.
Some people like she thinks that a cool and a bully can go together.
Stop.
Everybody's crazy.
Everybody's crazy is different, but women are.
What's normal?
Stezo said women normally are the crazy ones, and that's are crazy though. And I don't think men are any different other than our emotions. You hear how we think more often, so it sounds crazy. Well, we don't hear what y'all thinking as often, so we don't hear y'all crazy as often as y'all hear ours.
But they got it. Exactly, they got it.
Yeah, sure do.
They the inventors.
Yes, you'll do. You too, Stezo, and your two sons. Y'all both do too. We the crazy ones. Stop, y'all.
Right.
Why are they all double teaming us here on Facebook?
Well, you know, those
Join
the
our
regulars.
group on Facebook.
They're just being honest. They've seen this show enough to know.
Men versus women. He says, she
y'all
said.
Y'all don't review the tape. You got to review the tape to see how crazy you are. You got to review the tape. Like I said that. Oh my God.
You got to realize
you got to hear yourself.
I will hear it again and still think it made sense.
You got to hear yourself say some stuff out loud. You got to hear yourself say it out.
You can hear it out loud and still think you're right.
Sometimes if you hear it, you be like, oh man, that didn't come off right.
Darius said men and women are equally crazy. See, we're the place of love. He said, she said, and we're all equally everything.
I don't know how crazy men are. I don't have no experience with that.
None.
Wow. Only myself.
Sadia said there's nothing crazier than an in-love man.
Yeah.
I don't think I know an in-love man.
Than an infatuated man more than in love. And in love, man is in love is supposed to be good. If it's bad, it's not in love.
Yeah,
it's in lust, it's infatuated, it's a negative thing because you want to control it and possess it. When it's real love, you want to give, you want to just bring things to the table and you don't worry about what you're getting out of the table. But if you acting crazy, unfortunately, there's some unloving things going on there too. Love ain't supposed to make you crazy.
Women identify with the social norms more. I agree. For men, that's crazy. Why? We are conditioned to follow our own paths, and I do think in love man is busy.
Yeah, what do you mean, Tucson?
He's saying like
in love man
traditional
is busy to make sure that he's providing and what is he busy doing, Tucson? Please explain.
An in love man is busy. James Borshay told me.
Somebody said an in love man is busy.
Explain that. Explain that too.
Yeah, he would have to.
He mentioned so James Borshay, who is going to be on He Said, She Said once a month, told me that men are doers and they like to do and they feel good when they're doing.
Yes.
And so I'm going to take your an in love man is busy to mean sort of what he was explaining to me, that they like to do, and whereas women will or people like when they're doing. So a man may be busy.
I'm busy, but I'm not in love.
He's doing.
I mean, but a man should be busy at all times, but the woman gives him that extra wanting to come home and bring the bacon back home and not just go out because he's doing it because he should be, but he has someone to bring the fries.
An in-love man is inspired. In-love man is inspired.
It's more inspired and it's more rewarding because he's bringing it home to.
An in-love man is chasing the world, not craziness. I can definitely get up with that.
So it's not in love with the woman. It's just in love.
No. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He's saying if he's in love with this woman, he's not gonna make time to be fooling around with other goofball women. He's gonna be busy building the life he wants for him and that woman. I totally, definitely agree with that.
For my own personal. Something.
I
need a high five. He's in the shoes. With Valencia and Yato and Wanda on IntellectualRadio.com all agreeing on something today.
So he said love is an action, and I believe that to be true. I believe actually love is a feeling that leads to a decision that leads to certain actions.
Oh gosh, you're making me have to think again. I told you I was tired.
You feel that way. Love starts off as a feeling, and it inspires you to make a decision about that person and yourself. And that decision and those choices, of course, lead to certain actions and stop you from doing certain actions because of the result that you're looking for.
I agree.
I hate to keep bringing up the Rev, but he was on point.
We got two.
He said submission is subjecting yourself to the mission, and the man is doing that too. He's subjecting himself to the mission. And when you are in love, you do want to give that woman the
okay,
world.
ladies, did you all hear that? Now this is
so
where
how
we
do you
need to
keep
take
him
a
feeling in
pause.
love?
We need to take a pause.
I agree.
And we
Let's
need
take a
to
pause.
really like suck that in. It speaks volume. How do you know if a man is wasting your time? They just told you. If he does not want to go out and conquer the world and bring it back to you, he is not looking at you.
Is he
as
even thinking
that
as a
one.
part of bringing it back to you, or he just out conquering the world?
He's already conquering the world.
No, but he
and y'all
when he
just gonna
envisions
conquer
himself,
the world, but
regardless, right? But when I'm in love, I envision that world being conquered and me and her being on that boat. Me and her being in that white cottage.
Yes,
like
I'm trying to tell you. So if that is not the vision you are hearing and seeing before your eyes, run, Forrest, run.
No, don't run.
Unless if
run.
that's what you
want.
want.
Let me tell you what. If that's what you want, maybe you should be doing the things that get him to that point. I think sometimes there are some women. I ain't talking about all of them. Not all of y'all. I love you. But just some, maybe need to read what can I do in a relationship. I'm not talking about if you with a goofball, because don't do these tricks with nobody who ain't worth it. Yeah. I'm talking about you with somebody that sometimes if he's not feeling like he wants to conquer the world, what can I do that helps him feel that way?
You can inspire him, but that has to be on his down day, not that you got
any
to be
day.
The one to give him the idea.
I'm not telling to give him.
Like, there's a difference. That goes back to that post about the potential. And
I'm not saying that at all. But go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying that.
Go ahead. I didn't say you were saying.
I'm saying, based on those things Mr. Borshade said last week, which I can't think of his. I'm sorry. Can't think of the little acronyms though. But there are things that a woman can do that helps facilitate her man. And Valencia, you thinking that you may do some of these naturally. Some women don't.
Okay.
So for you, it may not connect to what I'm saying because you would do these naturally, but some women may do the effort. Some women may need to start doing the effort, less criticism of their man, less this to their man that doesn't make them have that feeling of going to conquer the world, going out there. If they criticize less, make them less defensive of you, pointing out, you do this and you do this and you don't do this and you don't do enough of this. Well, does that give him the feeling of going out to conquer the world for you?
No.
Yeah, some women are dream killers. That man come home with a dream. Some men, absolutely. I agree with that totally too. It's some men, and that's a terrible place to be for a dreamer. For the person in your house or in your relationship or in your marriage to be the dream killer. That every time you get excited about something, they just knocking it down. Yeah. And it's crazy because some people don't even know that they're doing it. That they think that they're just being realistic.
Or realistic, or that's how we've been trained to communicate, or in past relationships, you're bringing back, I won't use the word baggage, but some ways we've learned how to communicate may not be healthy and we don't realize it. That one thing that was said to me once is that this last show communicate from the way I was kind of trained from a marriage coach once, who told me, and he said that marriage coaching doesn't work in a dating situation. What you're saying is not actually getting what you want out of this. And I was like, I thought I was saying it this way was working, because that's how I was kind of told. Like, you should say, well, this is the way you make me feel, and you make me feel this way when you do this. And they say a man hears you attacking them when you talk to them like that. They be like, they want to make you happy. So if you keep telling them you don't do this and you don't do that, they feel you make them feel a certain way that doesn't want to protect you and be there for you and be there. And I thought I was really dialoguing right. And so sometimes I think we may not know what we're doing is not getting we're not getting the results, but we don't know why. And sometimes it may take a moment to go back and say, this isn't working. Even if it feels like I'm doing the right thing, I'm not getting the results I'm looking for. So what do I need to do differently? Because I don't want this in my relationship. I don't want this. So I need to try something different, because you can't change the other person.
Absolutely.
You can keep saying you need to do this and you need to do this, but they only gonna do it if they want to do it.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it may take.
I've seen women who will make a man feel like he can do anything, and I've seen women who
men are dream killers
give
too.
a man a headache, and vice versa.
Brie.
Real talk. It was a show called Hung, and this rich. He was a dentist. He was making $1 million a year from his dentist office, but he was always going to prostitutes. And somebody was talking to him about it, and he said, I love my wife or I like being around her and all of that more than in prostitutes. He said, but I like myself when I'm around the prostitutes. You know why? Because when I go around the prostitutes, they squeeze my arm and say, I could tell you've been working out. They say, I could tell that's a new pair of shoes. It's little things that she's not trying to be evil, but she just doesn't think matters to him that really did matter to him. So I'm not condoning going to prostitutes to get that, but I understand what he's saying I understood what he meant when he's saying that's what he was getting from them. And it's unfortunate those professional women know exactly what to give that guy to keep him going, and his wife obviously didn't have a clue.
What's hard for women is that women feel like it's hard to give you that when you ain't giving me what I want. It feels very hard to and those things when they're not getting it in return. And that's the hard part that we sometimes have to work through, that we'll get what we want in return if we just keep to the path of doing it and not expecting. It's hard to go, see, I did it. I gave him to it once and then he didn't give me back. We look for quick returns on some of the things we do. We say and do things and we want the guy to change because, see, I was nice that one time and he didn't do it. And vice versa. I was nice to her that one time. See, I can't do nothing to make her happy. Just keep doing what you're doing that makes her happy, though. I swear it turns around. But we're an instant microwave type of society, and we want to do things for 2 days and expect the world to change because I did it for 2 days, and now I can't never please her. Nothing I do is right. But you did something right for 2 days and expected her to like jump on the. You got to stay on the path, and it's not going to be comfortable
because it doesn't resonate that this is really what I should be getting all excited about because it's only been 2 days. And that's the thing. We criticize both ways. Oh, she did this in 2 days, but then you turn around, 2 days supposed to be enough for this change behavior. And that's the thing. It takes the consistency. And if this is who you really are, see, here's the key point. Only people are going to get offended after doing something for 2 days or 7 days and they're keeping time because they're wanting to know when can they stop. This is who they were. It would not matter if it's 2 days or 7 days. You just know when this person is no longer worthy of reciprocating who you are.
But what you got to do is commend them on the 2 days. We start saying you haven't done this and it's only been 2 days and you expect this in 2 days. Why not say, I love that you're trying?
I don't think that they want to stop. I don't think that they want to stop. I think people want to feel valued.
I'm not saying
people want to feel valued, appreciated.
I'm not saying that don't show the appreciation, but I'm saying the person who's looking for something and they have a measurement on what they're looking for from their actions. Then they're not being genuine in their actions because all you have to do is continue to be yourself. And if the person is not reciprocating what you're doing, then
also have to in turn, if they're doing it, whether it's 1 day or two, to say, thank you. I see you trying. I see that. I appreciate that. I like that you're trying to because then people want to do more of it. But if we go, you expect me to do this and I only seen it for 2 days, it's not going to want them to keep
I'm speaking
going.
on when you first said that the person is looking for you for something for the person saying, I've been doing this for 2 days. I can't make her happy. I'm saying you don't know yet if you've made her happy because it's only been 2 days. And so
what has she said in those 2 days?
She might have, let's say she has acknowledged it. Let's say she hasn't acknowledged it. Maybe she hasn't acknowledged it.
Then he wouldn't have any reason to say, I can't make you happy then. If she wasn't saying something that triggered him to say, I can't even please you. Nobody would say that if you've only been praising.
Well, maybe there's a void in the middle of needs after they do something versus a person who may feel like they gave you enough from it. So say you come.
The problem is entitlement.
Everybody brings home flowers, and you say, "Thanks, babe, I want flowers," but the man wanted to hear something else.
Men and women most often end up not feeling appreciated and not valued in a situation where their significant other, the things that they're doing for them, they feel entitled for it. So there is no show of appreciation. There is no show that they value what you're bringing to the table because they feel entitled to it. So it's like you don't get no cool points for doing what you're supposed to do, is what people say on social media.
Okay, and the problem is what determines what somebody may feel falls in that, because I've used those words before and I've heard I didn't appreciate. And my question was, what is it that you're doing now that you would not be doing? You. So I didn't feel like I'm getting ready to explain. Okay. So I wasn't getting, and this was in my marriage where I was being abused, and he wanted me to appreciate the fact that he was going to work and coming home and paying some bills.
You should.
Not when I'm contributing. He was not doing it by himself. It was, and he wasn't doing anything beyond that. There was no other contribution to the household. I'm contributing financially. I'm taking care of the house. I'm cleaning up after them. I'm doing all of this.
Okay, so let's say if we can go back and say the man who loves someone will do. Mm-hmm. So how do we get them to do? By not the little things, not devaluing what they are doing. I think we still have to say thank you for doing that. It may be what is norm, but maybe they'll go do more because now they feel love and they want to do it for you. How do we push them to want to go, now I do want to go get that better job? If we appreciate what they do, they are doers and want to do and want to make us happy. They kind of are yearning to want to do that for us. So if we do appreciate the small things, maybe they say, okay, maybe I'll go out and get some more for it now. I mean, how do we know if we don't just appreciate those small? But we got to be doing it for the right person. I ain't talking about no abusive man. And I'm not talking about, come on.
And that's what I'm saying. So
that's a bad example.
That's what I mean, though. But that's what I mean. So there's
I'm talking healthy relationships.
There's some terms where there are terms where people will take a term that's okay here and they'll stretch. And that's why I say you have to hear the situation when someone says that, because it could be.
Take it out your situation.
Let's talk more general. Ultimately, I don't feel like anybody owes me anything. So sometimes people think I'm being phony when I'm very thankful and very appreciative of something very small. But I really am, because I think people have full lives. They have problems, obstacles, things they want to do, all types of things going on. And so if you thought about me to give me a gift or to make me some food without meat in it because you know I'm a vegetarian, or any little thing you do, something for my son, I'm like, so much.
Those are things that they did not have to do. That's what I mean.
But we have to, I feel, in my own personal opinion, and what I feel I took away from my some of the issues I may have had in my own, and I am going to put this more on a personal level of what I felt from my own marriage, is being that woman who felt you should be taking care of your family, you should be doing this, and not being appreciative that thank you. Sometimes people just want some thank yous. Yes, I'm supposed to be taking care of my kids. I'm supposed to be, and that ain't the whole reason why I'm not married. But I do, when I went back to go back to heal and say, what are things I could have done differently? What I wasn't that woman. I did feel like you're supposed to bring home, come get your children, and what changed is I practiced it now when we're not married. Now that I do it, why we have a good relationship as exes is because I do it now. I said, thank you for picking up. And it may be some picking up his kids, should be some. But now I say, you know what? Thank you for picking up the kids for me today. I know you had a busy day. I do that now as an ex. He just want to practice it on. So now I do it now. Thank you. Thank you. And it could be something that anybody, you thanking him for that? Yes, I do.
I commend you for that. Like, for real.
And so now,
respect you for that.
He picks up the kids. Now he does even more, because I constantly thank him for doing something that I didn't always appreciate. I think you picked up the kids out of school. Yeah, you're supposed to pick up your kids. Now I say thank you for doing that. I appreciate that you took him to football this morning for me, and it was something I didn't have to do. Now I show him appreciation, and now he does more. And it was the things that he was supposed to do, because he's a man, and you're supposed to. They're your kids. Yes, you're supposed to pick your kids up, but I practice it, and now we have a better relationship. For me, it has worked. We have a better relationship as exes, because now I appreciate it could be small. Yesterday, and I'll text him and say, thanks. And it was his weekend with the kids, so he's supposed to drop them off. But I appreciate you dropping them off. He didn't ask me to help. He didn't ask me to pick up a drop. I appreciate that. And I swear it has gone miles of us, him doing more for it. And it just has really mended our relationship of trying to be more appreciative of him just being who he is, just being a dad, and made him almost, I don't want to say be a better dad. I can't make him be a better dad, but
inspired, encouraged.
It inspired and it helped our relationship. It was things I didn't do in our marriage.
That's a long-term quote, that a person who feels appreciated will always do more. And so I don't want people to get confused with this conversation to make it seem like people shouldn't have their own self-motivation, that they have to get motivation from other people.
Clear that up.
But if you love somebody and you're connected to them, you're affected by them. Everybody needs to understand that. it's going to go one way or the other. Either it's a positive effect or it's a negative effect. It's almost can never be just neutral if you're connected to that person. And so definitely you want to be connected with somebody where y'all lift each other up and are not constantly pulling each other down. Anybody can have a bad day. Sometimes a person can have a bad week or a bad month, but ultimately you want to know that the character and the spirit of this person is uplifting and that they value you. Everybody wants to feel valued. I mean, that's the big deal about marriage right now anyway. It ain't about when he died, who gets the insurance and all that. Women want to know that that man values her enough to make her his one and only, his woman, give her his last name, put that ring, to have, to hold, to protect, to provide, and all of those things. And it's about feeling valued.
I think one thing that helped me, now I'm all talking divorce because all this happened for me after I was gone.
Right.
I ain't saying this happened during. Was not expecting his show in return to be as I wanted it to be. Want him to be thankful for things the way I wanted to receive them, and I had to learn that that's not him. He shows love differently than I show love. So how he reciprocates back to me the thank yous, when I give the thank yous, I want him to say, I want to hear you. I used to, this is old me, after divorce me, would want to hear him come back to me the way I wanted it to be. I want him to say the words I want to say. I want him to do the things I wanted him to do in return because I did this. And then learning afterwards is that he doesn't show love that way. So the way he's going to thank me in return I'm not going to get the text back. Bushy guy, he ain't going to go texting me, thank you for picking up the kids today. He's not going to do that. But what he will do is that he will do something. He's a doer. So he's going to do something else that I know he didn't have to do for us.
And that's what I meant when I said the person who's saying it's been 2 days, I'm not getting anything. And maybe you're not getting what you feel you should be getting. It doesn't mean that she doesn't get what you're doing or that she doesn't appreciate what you're doing. It just wasn't given to you in the way you thought that it should be given to you. And that goes back to the communication, the understanding. And then you led into it, knowing love languages, knowing yourself. It's back to just getting back to the grassroots of figuring out who you are, what the other person does, and making sure you all can relate.
You're listening to He Said, She Said on IntellectualRadio.com, and we're kind of just talking it up about everything that's coming up. Steezo said, okay, y'all know I can't be Steezo petty. Well, Steezo is petty most of the time. Y'all listen to Steezo
all the
radio,
time.
y'all know he stay petty. He said, but with saying these thank yous after sex, would you feel funny if your mate said thank you after oral, seriously asking?
Thank you.
I think so too.
I think they like thank yous then. Have you found anybody who's don't like?
I'd be like, thank you.
God,
You can rate a performance was on the tone of the thank you.
What you mean?
You could be like, thank you. Be like, thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
I'm appreciative of every little thing I get, baby. Every little thing I get. You know what though? But Tucson said something I like for us to talk about.
Okay, go.
He was saying that what we were saying is that's the social standard that makes love conditional. Love really isn't about your partner, it's personal. He said consistency is the mark of conditional love. And I think what he means by that is a person is feeling like they have to be consistent or they'll lose you. If they don't if they're not up to par on a daily basis, I mean, to some degree, out of our spouses, we're looking for perfection in some areas, that they have to be up to the task of being a good wife and being a good husband every day, all day. And so that is to a great degree the mark of conditional love. I do agree with him with that. And some people are afraid of unconditional love because we think if we give somebody the freedom to be who they are and do what they want, that they will walk all over us because other people have done that. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you can create a relationship where the love is unconditional and it doesn't require all those requirements, but the love is still there, that on their own, without you enforcing the law, that person does what they're supposed to do. It may not be exactly at the moment you want them to.
Or how many times you expected to receive it.
Absolutely. I'm always, I mean, I make plenty of mistakes, flaws, and things of that nature, but I genuinely want to be a better person. So I do look for the mistakes that I make. I hope that people will gently sometimes point out to me the mistakes I make, but I want to see them and I want to correct them if that's not the person I want to be. And so ultimately, you know, you need that inside of a relationship. You need that freedom to be able to make some mistakes, to be off your game for a minute.
Absolutely. James Borchet said that to me as well when we were having this discussion over men need to feel that you're a safe place to go to talk to. How do you make it a safe place? Is that you're not critical, that you're not critical over those times and things. I think that's the first time you all have ever explained unconditional love that I understand I could be unconditional. Because to me, love has conditions. But we're in a group, I'm like, my love is conditional.
Of course.
So until that, maybe one way you explain it, go, oh, some little light bulb went on, like, I get that. Because I usually don't get it. I don't get people saying you can be unconditional. Like my kids, I understand. I don't understand it with men and women. Until you all said it that way. And I may need you to say it again.
They don't mean don't love yourself. We don't mean don't love yourself but let somebody stomp all over you and mistreat you and walk all over you.
Yes.
There's levels to everything. Valencia said that at the last she said. There's levels to everything, and there's levels to love. And so I think, you know, when you matches or there's two healthy adults, either way it goes, if y'all healthy, if y'all crazy match or y'all two healthy adults and you go into it, you like a lot of things about that person, but you have to come in and say, even though I'm falling in love and there are all these great things about Valencia or Wanda, whoever it is, that she's imperfect, and I have to make room for, and I think a lot of times that's how we get ourselves into trouble, that we are sometimes such good people most of the time, such strong people most of the time, such on point most of the people most of the time, that one time that we're not, people are like, can't believe it. They about to fall out of their chair. They think the world has come to an end. And also strong people a lot of time don't get the support that they need because we're always supporting other people. People think that we don't need it. And that's a big misconception too, that strength needs support sometimes even more than weakness. And so these are the things you have to allow for in unconditional love. You know, you really have to get to know a person for who they are and love them for who they are, the good, the bad, and, you know, unfortunately, even the ugly, because everybody has a little ugly too. And you have to be okay with that.
I was also told, I think when we talk about the consistency, is that to maybe get the consistency from someone may take the person who's actually who feels like they're the offended one to go through the hardest part of getting past that point. So is that, let's say the one person is trying and they only try for two, I'm trying to think of how to explain this in a way that makes sense, I guess. That is going to be hard. One person is probably going to be doing more than the other person, unfortunately. Sometimes you're going to have to do more to get to the outcome you want to get to, and to persevere and not have it come back to you right away. But you know, if your outcome is, I want this in my relationship, it is not going to feel good. They're not going to give you that feedback you want, and that you may have to be the one to persevere to get to what you want, what you want in that relationship. So
I get that totally what you just said, Wanda. In fact, in some of my relationships, you know, I've really deliberately done that. When I know I'm up, I try to show that person that if it's needed, I'm willing to do more. I'm willing to go above and beyond, especially when up and I have it to give, as far as energy wise, as far as encouragement wise, as far as just love and support wise. You know, when I'm feeling at my best, it's easy to love unconditionally. I ain't worried about nobody straying nowhere. You would be playing yourself. Prince said that. Can't nobody play me. If you try to play me, you just playing yourself. That's how I feel when I'm at the top of my game. Like, who's gonna jump out of this Benz to go get on the bus? And so I don't worry about reciprocation in those moments. I just do what I want to do. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel great. When I'm not at the top of my game, when I'm going through a transition in my life and I'm feeling a little bit weaker, then everything I give to some degree feels like a sacrifice. And now I'm worried about reciprocation. I'm worried about feeling valued because I feel a little bit weaker in that moment. And so I need a little more. I'm a little more needy in that moment to feel valued and to feel appreciated and to feel encouraged. And that's just a truth that I've noticed about myself.
It's important to know that you're feeling that. And that's why this is happening. That's why I'm having these responses, and sometimes it's not about the other person. It is about what's going on within ourselves.
And it's powerful to be able to speak those words to your mate. Sometimes those are the things that we keep to ourselves and expect our mate to know and understand that we're going through this, and don't understand why they couldn't ride the wave with you, because they didn't understand.
They may not understand.
It looks like a shutout to them when you're feeling down, and they don't know that you're lacking a few extra sweet nothings that you need to hear. They've been doing just 10 a week. 10 a week's been working. I don't know that it went up to level 20, and those are things that we do not share as a community, and let men know it's okay to be vulnerable and say those things, and it's okay. And that's where we as women have to allow that space for them to come and be vulnerable.
And allow it may not be words like, you can talk to me. It has to be from our actions, that we're not critical of everything they do, and it has to come from more of an action. Cizo said, can someone overdo it with too many thank yous and compliments? I think if they're not genuine,
I've never experienced that. I've experienced somebody apologizing too much. Stop saying you're sorry for every little thing. But thank you.
Well, what if they're not genuine? I think sometimes why we don't want them to keep apologizing, because it doesn't always. That
definitely can be at some of the times, or sometimes it's something they don't have to apologize for. It's like it's no big deal.
But sometimes that's a personality thing. They're different personalities.
I get mad at them. I'm not gonna break up with you for it.
They express in certain ways, and so where someone is always saying thank you, they not that they want it, but they actually need that kind of confirmation back. So it just depends, and that's
some people's love language. Words of affirmation. What I'm saying.
It's like not only is love and it's personality traits, and it's just things that we're made up of that makes us who we are, and you can't change it, even though you may not like it. It's just how that person is.
I think it's hard for men to be vulnerable. We're very concerned about being vulnerable, being taken advantage of, being our vulnerability being talked about to other women and other people, things of that nature, or even worse, to another guy.
Wait, what are you saying? Say that again.
Men have difficulty being vulnerable. Men have difficulty telling you, I need more hugs this week or this month than I needed last month, or I may.
So how would a man say those things?
Just like that?
Yeah.
No, how would a man who doesn't verbalize? How would a woman know a man needs that? How would he actually show that if he isn't a communicator like that?
It's possible that you've been in a relationship with him well enough to know him to know, but other than that, you probably won't know. If he's not saying it, he's probably doing his best to hide it. It doesn't feel manly to feel weak. It doesn't feel manly to feel vulnerable. We associate that with being unmanly.
Okay,
and so
we
don't
a better
fight that.
question on that then, I guess, Wanda, because they basically have to say it. I guess the better question for women is, how do we make you all feel comfortable? Share that with us, because if the problem is that you're the only one in control of sharing it, how do we make men feel comfortable with becoming vulnerable?
So I think I can't speak for all men, but I will say, Wanda, that it can be verbally, but it can't be like you said. You can talk to me, but if you go to your man and you say, look, I know you're a warrior. I know you're strong. I know you do your thing, but I also know that you're a human being. Even Superman was Clark Kent some days. And so I want to be there for you on those Clark Kent days. I don't want you, the world would judge you for being Clark Kent, but I know what's under that suit. I know that what S is on your chest. I've seen it. I rock with it. I believe in it. And so therefore, with me, I don't care about what everybody else, but with me, you don't have to feel bad about those days. You don't have to feel bad about that week where you're feeling less of, or you're feeling more needy. Let me know that we both busy. We both got a lot of going on. So sometimes I might miss it. I need you to tell me so I can be what you need. And I think if you express yourself that way and he believes you based on the actions you showed him before that, then, if that man is capable of being vulnerable, he will be.
James Borchardt said to me when asked a question
and
quite
like
similar.
James.
I know, and I ask him questions all the time. And that's he's also a life coach. So if anybody wants his services, you all can reach out to him. I don't have his number, but you can hit him on Facebook. He has said one thing is for a man to know that you're his safe place that he can go to is not going to necessarily, is going to be from those. I don't know if this is something he want me to say. I guess I could say it, that it would start with just the actions of being super supportive, complimenting the things they do, being and complimented them in a length of time, no matter what you get back. No matter what you get back, don't look for anything back. Go to the man, and when you do that, and not compliment, but things they're actually doing. Don't be making up nothing, or like complimenting. You're the best at that. That men, and it builds them. And if you constantly do that, what did he say? Do it for 30 days for every year you've been together. Wait, 30 days for every year you've been together. If a woman just does that consistently, and she's probably like, you know what? I pay to charge people for this kind of
stuff. Right. You can't give away all the secrets.
30 days straight. You do it 30 days straight for every year you've been together, you will see the results. So maybe I'll challenge women just to try that, just to try being encouraging.
I put a video on my page when last year, not this year, last year when the Golden State Warriors lost, Stephen Curry was coming back into the locker room, and his wife was waiting for him with graffiti and balloons, and she like celebrated like he won. And you could just, I don't know that guy, but you could just look at his face but smile. You know what I'm saying, about the woman he had in that moment. And that was something, very small, that when teams don't know who's going to win, they got the confetti and the champagne in the back. She just went and grabbed the bag real quick and busted open like they won. And when she came, she was throwing it all over him. And he was blushing, he was smiling, he was laughing. But it's things like that, it's small.
That make her feel I'm safe with her. She has my back.
Absolutely. I'm still a winner in her eyes.
I can talk to her when I'm sad and when because she always has my back. That's what builds that for them, is seeing you constantly do that. And then they think she has my back. I can't come to her and be vulnerable because so how do we help build up that thing of making them know we have our back, is by constantly doing things like that, and it'll turn around and make them feel I can be vulnerable and be safe, because she's usually my cheerleader.
Right.
Yeah. And so, and I think it's
I think he said that, be his cheerleader.
Be his cheerleader, and that is what he said. Be his cheerleader. So you've been listening to IntellectualRadio.com. We've had so many topics. The producer, gone back. Wake up. Boring show. We just bore you when we hear at IntellectualRadio.com. I appreciate you guys so much who chime in, who help make the show. Steve's Radio, listen to his show. Tucson has a show. Keishan too. It's on Fridays. I'm not sure the exact time. Tell me real quick too. Please listen to them. I love their topics. I really do enjoy the show. I listen on Fridays, and it really what's happening with our people. Urban. I love their show. So Keishan too, Fridays. And Yatu, how can people reach you?
You can find me on Facebook, my government name, and Yatu Marvel. That's NYATU MARVEL. And I'm active on Instagram, Marvelous since 1974. That's SINCE 1974.
Valencia Jackson on Facebook.
You guys come out, please. On September 20th, we are going to be doing He Said, She Said live at Room 183. It's 4167 183rd Street in Country Club Hills. We do what we do here live. We've been asked to do it twice a week, so I think we're going twice a month. So I think we're going to be doing it right now. We do it the third, maybe doing it the first and third. So come out though on the third Wednesday in September 20th, and come out and have those conversations. Thank you to my sponsors, Windy City Grays, Morte Cosmetics, MorteCosmetics.com. Get your lipsticks. Journey to Wholeness Center, James Borshade, everyone who is a sponsor of He Said, She Said. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. If I didn't call out your name, please know I noticed you. Who comment on Facebook, join our group He Said, She Said on Facebook as well. Reach out to the team if you have anything you want to ask or to be brought up. Let them know. They'll bring it to the table. If you like your own show here at Intellectual Radio, contact me too. Contact me about that or call 708-223-8953. We love to have you. Wonderful platform to be on. We love it here. And I want you to come back to the same place here at IntellectualRadio.com. Same time, 2 p.m. next week, next Sunday. Same place, same time. He Said, She Said on IntellectualRadio.com. See you next week.
Peace.
No reservations, invitations tonight.